Hi, hi, hi. I'm going to give you a minute because it's been a hot minute. We'll get ourselves situated. How are you? I don't know. We've had such a break that I hope you return today. Or maybe you'll catch us on the replay, which is totally fine. And I have not brushed my hair out of the shower because we're just making it today. Good morning, Miss Shannon. How are things down south? What's new in your world? What have you been busy doing? We're just going to give people another minute. Hello, Miss Kathy. I did have a great break. Thank you. So very awesome. How's your week been? As you join the coffee this morning, please say hi in the comments. Let me know you're here. And we'll get started in about 30 seconds. Cheryl, good morning. How are you? I thought I would have saw you in Strathmore, but I didn't. What were you up to? Oh, good. Kath, you had a break too. Ooh, Shannon says, waiting for a hurricane to pass over us. Been working. Well, we're not waiting for a hurricane. We've had some pretty wild weather over the last little bit. We went from smoking hot to crazy storms to rain to, I don't know. It's humid today. It is sticky, but things are good. Summer is here. Well, thanks for tuning back in. We had a hot minute break there. Good morning, Liz. Oh, you went to the Clooney Bolorama. Fun. Would have been way more entertaining than what we did. Not gonna lie. Well, I missed you guys. Helen, good morning. It was nice to take a break. It felt awesome. It was nice to escape the heat for a couple of days, which was so amazing. But yeah, it's been a hot minute and I missed you. So hopefully, if you're here, I guess you missed me back. So that's a bonus. It's nice to have a nice cup of coffee. I have a new love, friends. Yeah, I have a new love. It's called tennis. And I've been getting up early because we started to get up early to beat the heat. But then it's also like just beating people and everything. And I've been taking some lessons, and it hasn't been a lot. I'm not going to lie. But I've already fallen in love hard. And it's so much fun. It is so much fun. Um, yeah. So that's what's new with me is my love of tennis. And how about, I don't know, for some reason, I got into watching the Stanley Cup playoffs, which I don't normally do because I'm not a big hockey watcher. I don't watch a lot of sports, but I started watching hockey playoffs. And then I think what is always fun is when it's like down to like if there's going to be a Canadian team in the playoffs or not, then I start to get a little patriotic. I'm not normally a Montreal Canadiens fan. I could really care less most of the time. Alex, good morning. Thanks for being here. So I'm not a big Canadiens fan normally, or do I ever watch hockey normally? But I'm like, hey, we have a Canadian team that's made it to the Stanley Cup playoffs. I will show my patriotic spirits and cheer for the Canadians. And they were just about dead. I don't know if you follow it or not, but it became the highlight for my son and I. Anyway, last night was basically like a do or die game for Montreal. And if they had lost, they would have been like deadzo. Now you have to keep in mind, I don't know all the rules or how it works because I don't normally watch it. Yes. See, Melanie, you can help me out, girlfriend. Tough road ahead. Great goal by Anderson last night. Uh-huh. So anyway, they were leading the game. It was very wild. It was exciting to watch, and I'm full on board for Canada to win the cup. We're gonna cross our fingers for tomorrow night's game, but it was just really cool. So the game went into overtime, and Montreal wins. We celebrate. We celebrate. We're hanging in there. From what I understand in the hockey world, just barely, but we're hanging in there. And then, because I'm in love with tennis now, I was watching a lot of Wimbledon over the weekend. So I don't know who I've become after COVID, but here it is. And so watching so much Wimbledon, and it has been, I don't know how to say any of their names. I feel for the people who are I don't know, the sports people, the sports announcer people who have to talk about these players because their names are so crazy. But it was fun. So I've been working on my like victory arm pump, and friends, I have my first doubles match on Thursday. I still don't know what I'm doing. It's a miracle when I hit the ball, but I'm going to take on another team. Carol, my partner, we are going to take on the next team. It's going to be what it is. So that's what I know today is I'm a whole new person watching sports and playing sports for the first time in my life. Good, bad, or otherwise. What's going on in your world? Kelly, good morning. Talk about Canadians shining at Wimbledon. Yeah, they were doing so great. And I like how Melanie says the kids did great. Yeah, because they're all like, okay, so then can we have a talk for a moment about how unfair sports is? Especially, I would say, I'm going to go on a limb and say the sport of tennis is between men and women. Because honestly, any of the women who were powerhouse tennis players, like once they hit sort of 30 and mid 30, they're pretty much done in tennis. And it goes all to the 17-year-old girls. Okay. But Roger Federer, who is how old now? Comes in and like they're just pumping him up and they're so excited about this and he gets to like live large. I have no idea how old he is, but I've heard that name since I was a kid, so he's got to be up there. How come the men? Like, isn't it that so typical? Is that so typical? Hi, Pam. My holiday was good. I did not motor home it. It is too hot. I went into a hotel so I could have air conditioning and a pool. Guys, I went swimming in a pool for the first time in, I'm sure, 2 years. You know how amazing that felt? It was so amazing. Good morning, Heather. Happy birthday month. Thank you. Yes. It's the other exciting thing that I decided coming through COVID is, friends, life is short. Now, in the past several years, I found just in embracing and loving age, especially being over 40 now. Federer's 39, Helen says. See, 39. And he gets to still kill it. But all the women were 17. Anyway, back to birthday month. So since turning 40, which has only been a couple of years now, and kind of as approaching that, it became a birthday week celebration. Because then I'm like, you know what? A lot of times we don't want to embrace our age. We want to lie about our age as women, right? We're just talking about age things in sports. There's this weird bubble around it. So then I was like, you know what? I'm going to start celebrating that a lot more. It's a big deal. Our birthdays, friends, are a big deal. And we always like to downplay them. Most people, if you talk to them, are like, well, it doesn't really matter. And I don't want to party and I don't want any hoopla and I don't really want to draw attention. I know people who shut off their Facebook so they don't get all the birthday notifications. Friends, stop that. You still being here on this earth celebrating another trip around the sun is freaking amazing. And we have to start celebrating that. And as we age, we learn more, we do more, we experience more. It's amazing. It's amazing. And so I feel like Birthdays are more important than we ever play them up. And why not? Why not celebrate yourself as big and as bold as you possibly want? And so then I've seen lots of this birthday month celebrations. And I thought this year, coming out of COVID, aging gracefully, doing all of those things, is I'm going to celebrate birthday month. So the whole month of July, I am celebrating that my birthday is in this month. Now it works out nicely because my birthday's towards the latter part of the month. So it's just like a really nice buildup. But friends, I think you should do this too. And then it's really fun because I did a post on Facebook about it, and you see how many other people have birthdays in the same month as you, because then they're like, oh, I'm a July birthday too. And we're just going to have some fun with it. Especially growing up as a kid, like having a birthday in the middle of summer was sometimes so hard because everybody goes on vacation and you don't get to have those birthday parties. I did okay. I mean, I remember lots of my mom made custom birthday cakes of all different kinds. Like I had unicorn cakes and popple cakes and Ninja Turtle cakes. And yeah. So, anyway, birthday month. And that was part of taking that little couple of days away, was kicking off birthday month by doing some fun things, being spontaneous with friends. I have friends who just built a new home and we got to go check that out on the weekend. And yeah, just having fun and celebrating the whole entire month. Heather, a birthday 2 weeks before Christmas was brutal. I get that. You know what? We're going to celebrate the whole month of December, Heather. The whole month. Yeah, Liz. Growing up in a small town, birthdays in July were still pretty good. All the kids that lived on our block came to the party. Yeah. I mean, I lived out in the country when I was a child, and yeah, we still had lots of people. I still remember lots of people coming to the birthday, but it was never the same as the kids who had birthdays during school years. But we were a small town too, and so it is what it is. And she's in February. Yeah, whole month of February. So birthday months. This is what we need to start celebrating, is birthday months. And it doesn't mean you have to be extravagant on every single day, but having that, even if you're a journaler or a writer or you're use a prompt book or something, but just even having that where you celebrate something and write down something about yourself every single day that you like. And it's showing you the ultimate self-love. And it's not easy. Like 6 days in, I'm like, I think I've already ran out of the 6 things I like about myself. I don't know what I'm going to write tomorrow. But just taking that moment to celebrate yourself, and every single day, and why not? We just have gone through, my friends, we have gone through a worldwide pandemic. Our whole everything got completely turned upside down. Everything that was normal and regular and whatever in our lives got completely changed. And friends, we're still here and we're still going strong. So why wouldn't we, in a time where we've learned so many lessons through this process, take that opportunity to celebrate every damn day? My sister's birthday's on Christmas Day, she said. She got one party, I got two. One thing I never forgot about her birthday. Yeah. Heather, it felt so good to go to a pub this weekend without a mask. 100%. And you know what? Speaking of that, um, to just reminding people in our kindness revolution, in our don't be a dick movement, and I'll be posting about the t-shirts later today, friends. If you've been waiting for the don't be a dick t-shirts, they're ready ish. We're going to order by size so that everybody can pick what works best for them. Because nothing's worse than buying a t-shirt and you have to buy whatever size that you don't think is going to work with you. Anyway, I want to remind us in our Don't Be a Dick movement that there are going to be people who still feel more comfortable wearing that mask. And there are going to be businesses who perhaps choose to still have mask mandates, because it's up to individual shirts. Sorry, Kelly, I'm coming to that. It's up to each individual business to do that. So just keep in mind, there are going to be people like through the whole freaking thing that have an opposing view to you. And let's just remember to be kind. Kelly says, I need a shirt by Friday. I think that's possible. I'm going to message you after the coffee. So yeah, just remembering that. Because I've seen a few people on socials commenting like that they're looking for places that still allow masks, and that's where they're going to have their business because they feel comfortable with still having the mask. If you're looking at the stories out of Israel, maybe you don't want to because they're having some interesting issues there. But it's just like, let's just focus on summer. And I think that, yeah, if you're still following the news and still following numbers, I would love you to take a break, even for the summer. You can still take the precautions that you want to take that make you feel safe if you still want to limit being around other people, like all of those things that you want to do that makes you feel the best, you still do. But I would love you to take a break from numbers, news stories, fear, any of the things. Just till September. Just give your mind and your body a break. It is so important. And I have learned that. I mean, I am normally a go, go, go till I hit the wall down dead kind of person. And I've been learning over this past couple of years to take those breaks. Take those breaks when you feel them. And maybe you plan them, or maybe they're spontaneous. Whatever that looks like, take the break. Take the break. And I think we have an opportunity this summer because it feels like we get to come back out of our shells again for the first time in a long time. Is just, I know my summer is, Kaden and I have called it adventure summer. And whatever that is going to look like for us is taking these little adventures, whether it's a day trip, an afternoon, something you do for an hour, whatever it is, the whole summer is focused on having adventures and having fun and just living. I can overplan and I can overthink, and I am like, it's my biggest piece. But it's going to be a summer of adventure. And I wish that to you also. And it can be like, oh, well, it's been a tough year for some people. People maybe aren't fully back to work. People maybe don't know what their job is. People maybe aren't um, feeling like they have budget. Okay. Adventures don't have to be expensive. You don't have to go and rent different things or do different, like, you can keep it pretty awesome. And what's also really great that I remind people is check in with your local library on what kind of equipment that they have that you can sign out. Now, I don't know from a summer perspective, so I'm going to give a winter example in this, but I know that, for example, lots of libraries have snowshoes or walking poles or different things like that. So check with your library because you never know. There might be, if you've got a library card, you have an opportunity to use something that you can go try a new adventure with. People love to help people out. Post on your Facebook if you want to try paddleboarding for a day. Maybe somebody has a paddleboard that you could borrow for the day and just try it out. I don't know, Heather, maybe people don't like to lend those kinds of things. I have no idea. But maybe it's, a friend you don't know has that same kind of thing. And then friends, make a new friend. Go try it with somebody else. But there are lots of options to keep it under wraps. You could make a picnic lunch and go out into the mountains or go down by a river or head out to a lake. It doesn't cost you anything to go and have that adventure. And again, maybe it's just an afternoon. Maybe you can't take any time off work. Maybe you need to put it into the pockets. Think outside of the box and take those breaks. Yeah, Cheryl Ann says, great advice. I learned this early on when I got media syndrome. Yeah, friends, the point of, and sometimes I think I feel like I talk against the industry that I spent most of my life in, but the How media works is they want to capture you and they want to suck you in and they want you to keep clicking through to the stories and they want as many eyeballs on the things that they are producing as they possibly can. Friends, it's designed for that. So you have to pull yourself out of it. And you know what? Your media companies will be fine if you don't pay attention to them for 2 months or a week or 3 weeks or whatever that looks like. Just take a break. What happens with numbers, what happens with this pandemic, what happens with our world is going to happen regardless. These are elements out of our control. What you can control is what you consume, how you want to react, how you want to live those moments of your life. Right? If you are somebody who has lost somebody in the last little while, or maybe anywhere in your life, right? When we experience losing a loved one, or a loved one getting really sick, or having someone in our life who is really limited because of illness, nothing puts how precious our time is in more perspective than that. And it's cliche and it's whatever when people, live life to the fullest and, live them up till you die and all of those things. Sounds super Hallmark card, but they're real at the end of the day in that you don't want to finish off a segment or a chapter of your life wishing you had filled it differently. I feel if we take anything, if we've learned anything through this switch of life in the last 2 years, is that it's precious and it can change and things can shift in your world in the blink of an eye. How do you feel about what you've done to this point? Is there things on your list that you want to do? Have you even ever made a list? Maybe it's time you make a list. They don't have to be wild or call it a bucket list or be like, okay, you're going to go skydiving tomorrow. It doesn't have to be that grandiose. Maybe it's just that you want to watch a sunrise and a sunset in the same day. Could be any of those things. Maybe it's you just want to dip your toes in a waterfall. Anything's possible. Yeah. But I guess that's what my break did to me. I'm all like, let's play tennis forever and go on adventures. That's my thing. Yeah, Kathy says the gadget to go options at the library are awesome. There's so many things, and I think we forget about that. We think, "Oh gosh, I got to go out and buy this or this." Try it out. Borrow it from your library, see if you even like it. If you fall in love with whatever gadget you had done, maybe investing in it makes great sense. But supporting our libraries is giving back to your community. So do something fun for you and give back to your community at the same time. It's kind of exciting. Okay, I've come to our time today, but I'm just glad we're back in the saddle, as they say. Have an amazing rest of your Tuesday, my friends. Thank you for having coffee with me today. Cheers to you. We'll see you here tomorrow morning for a little WTF Wednesday. I got to start writing stuff down because I had something that I was thinking about on the weekend that I'm like, oh, this would be a good one to have a little ranty rant about on Wednesday. And then I've now forgotten completely what it is. So I don't know if it'll come back to me by tomorrow. But again, they don't necessarily have to be angry rants. They could be other rants. Like I could have saved the age thing in tennis for tomorrow, but you know what I mean. So we'll see you back here tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. Helen says, do you know if our library has stuff like musical instruments? I do not know this, but check them out. I know that you can rent musical instruments from places like Long and McQuaid, but I have no idea what the cost factors are on that, but they might. Oh, Kathy says, yes, Helen. Yes, our library has musical instruments. Well, and the thing that's cool about if you're in a small town and you're using that library is through the library matrix, I'll call it. They can get things from other libraries are from the city. So what they maybe don't have, they can get. So talk to your library professionals today. Have an amazing rest of your day, friends, and we'll see you back here tomorrow morning.